Welcome to Buzz Media's coverage of the Century Box opening here at Leavitt Area High School.
Say some things near the mic. Oh, I got you.
Can I see if anyone's in right now? Where am I missing?
There's 7
Oh, there is?
we're viewing.
Okay. Okay.
Now, if you switch over to camera 2, and so we are here at the Turner Century Box opening ceremony for the Century Box Jubilee. The ceremonies will be starting in about 7 minutes. So hold on, folks, as we get our sound and video and bearings. And I hope you enjoy the evening. I think the audio's gonna be okay.
So for those of you watching at home, just a quick rundown of the ceremony here tonight. Looks like we're going to have some opening remarks from Isaiah Davis and Amanda Hill, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. The national anthem will be sung by Lori Seidlinger. We'll have a veteran recognition. There's a governor's address. Janet Mills could not be here, but a letter will be read by Senator Jeff Timberlake. Then we'll get a little bit of history of the Century Box from Isaiah Davis. And then there will be the Century Box opening. So from the box from 1923, which is 100 years old, and then the box from 1973 that celebrates its 50-year anniversary today. So lots of exciting things going on here, and we're excited to bring it to you live on Buzz Media.
Either way, while we're messing. Hey!
Well, it's actually Jubilee.
I'm sorry, my apologies. My name's Amanda Hill. I'm an anchor at night with News Center Maine.
And I'm Isaiah Davis, and I'm a history teacher here. And both of us,
most importantly, grew up in Turner. Turner kids, a couple of Turner kids.
Yes.
We have a couple other Turner kids joining us on stage here tonight. We've got your very own town manager, Kurt Shaw. And Eulin, Warren Hood, Steve Mayu. Thank you guys for coming.
So part of this ceremony and kind of the original purpose behind the Sentry Box was to honor veterans. So it started in 1923. It was a couple years after World War I, which was not called World War I yet. And it was for Veterans Day, which was not called Veterans Day. It was Armistice Day. And towns all around were building monuments to the veterans. But what Turner decided to do was something different. They wanted to do something that would kind of last and would honor the sacrifice and the service of the veterans. So we want to start with having some of our veterans come up.
Yes, yeah, because Turner was always thinking ahead, you know?
Yes.
Always
they were
thinking ahead.
They actually threw a little bit of shade at other towns for wasting money on a monument. They're like, we're going to do something with a little more
pizzazz, a little more meaning to it. So yeah, we'd love to welcome up the American Legion Turner Memorial Post 111, along with Cub Scout Pack 187 and Boy Scout Troop 187. Come on up, guys. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for being here. So if you'll all face the flag along with us, we are going to hear the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys. Now we'd like to invite Lori Seidlinger up to sing the national anthem for us. And guys, if you wouldn't mind hanging out for us.
This is your anthem, so please, please sing loud and proud. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare
lot of work with Honor Flight, which is huge. It's wonderful for our veterans. It takes our veterans to their war memorials.
And next week is the telethon. Yay.
Yes, so please join us next Thursday on Youth Center Maine, where we will be with Lori, raising money for Honor Flight.
God bless our veterans.
Thank you all for your service and sacrifices. I'd love to go down the line here and get your names and which branch you served in.
Paul Ayot, U.S. Naval Aviation.
Dale Correa, U.S. Navy. Daniel Berry, U.S. Army. Terry Brooks, U.S. Army.
Thank you all for your service.
At this time, we are going to ask if there are any other veterans in attendance, so please stand up and be recognized as well. And we are now going to welcome up Senator Jeff Timberlake. He has a message from the governor and from the legislature for us.
Jenny told me I had a half an hour, 45 minutes. See, the first mistake they made today was letting a politician up here. I promised my daughter that I would keep it under 45 minutes. So I've only got about 6 minutes. So good afternoon, everybody. So glad to see everybody here today. And as I stand here today, I reflect back on the times of being part of this town. I want to thank the veterans and the Boy Scouts today. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service. Really appreciate it. I want to thank Amanda Hill for coming and seeing today. She kind of brings back a lot of memories with her dad and her grandfather, Bob Hill, who any of you know back in the 60s and 70s was always part of the local center down here, part of the mail route, postmaster in Lawrence's General Store, and you know, he was a character by all stretches of the imagination. I look around and see all the families and friends that I grew up with. I can remember when this box was put together in 1973. I was here and part of it. You know, I was a 15-year-old boy living in a town that I thought was the best place in the world. And I still think it is today. I'm an 8th generation Turner resident. You know, I look out and I see the 7th generation among some of us that are sitting out here today. And I know the 9th and 10th are out there because I know my daughter and my grandchildren are here somewhere. I want to thank the Century Box Committee, Jenny, and all of you for what you've done. You guys have done a great job of putting this together today. And, you know, Jake and Katie, I want you to make sure that you're back here in 50 years to open it, because you're going to need to give your mother a hand getting up the stairs. She's going to be a little older, so, you know, make sure you're here to give her a hand, because I won't be around to see it. But I know you guys will do a great job. In 1973, when this box was closed, DeCoster Eggs Farm was the largest brown egg producer in the world. Turner was also the largest agricultural town in the state of Maine. Between eggs, milk, and apples, Turner was a thriving community. I will close by saying that I have total faith in our next generation to take care of what has been handed to them. Jake and Katie, that means you and the rest of you little young whippersnappers out there. As your senator, I'm very thankful that you have let me represent you for the last 14 years in Augusta. I would now like to present this sentiment to be placed into the next Century Box when it's closed. See, I didn't grab my glasses, so now we're in trouble. Let it be known that all we, the members of the Senate and the House of Representatives, join in recognizing the Town of Turner Century Box Jubilee hosted by the Town of Turner and the Turner History Museum and the Turner Public Library from Sunday, November 12th to Sunday, November 19th, 2023. Be extended our congratulations, best wishes to the citizens of Turner as they celebrate their past, present, and the future. And it has it be ordered that this official expression of sentiment be sent forthwith on behalf of the 131st Legislature and the people of the state of Maine. So it's my honor I get to present this to go into the next box. You've heard, I guess you're the chairman of the board. So I thank all of you. I look forward to seeing what's about to happen with Fox. Thank you very much.
I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of the box and how we ended up with this. So I already hinted at the first part. Basically what happened was this. World War I had happened, the Great War, and they were looking for something to do for memorial. But again, the Turner residents really, in 23, you can hear them through their speeches. I'm not really speaking that well right now. They spoke better than I did. You can read what they wrote, and you can see how they were so honored by the people who came before them and the people who started Turner. And they wanted to make that same sort of impact. And they also felt a lot of honor and dedication towards the soldiers that had just been fighting in World War I. They also mentioned how much money the town of Turner had dedicated to the war as well. Then they met, there was a guy named Harry Merrill. He had fought in World War I. He had also fought the Spanish-American War. And he had somehow managed to come home with a cow from the USS Maine that had been blown up in Havana Harbor, Cuba. And he said, if we can make this into the actual box, then we'll have a cool memorial from it. So they banged that out into a flat sheet. At the same time, the Grange Hall was really working at this. And our Grange Hall back in 23 was a huge Grange Hall. They were connected to farmers all over. So the Grange Hall had a spokesman from Bodam come down, and they mentioned that they were very interested in this idea of compound interest that was brand new. So what they wanted to do, rather than build something for memorial, is they wanted to raise a bunch of funds that would go in the bank for 100 years, collecting interest to help people build something great for, and they specifically said either for debt that the town of Turner had, or something that would help the schools. And the selectmen actually have decided, so they raised $1,800. That is now worth over $100,000. The selectmen have decided to take half of those funds and use it on the Institute building where the library and the Historical Society sits for building improvements. They need some work on the roof. They're going to use about $60,000 for that. They're going to take another $50,000 and roll that forward to the next Century Box opening. Along with, and you will see out in the lobby, they're collecting funds, as well as the money from selling the t-shirts. That will go into that next Century Box. As they raised funds, people came from all over. Their goal was to raise $1,000, but they ended up raising $1,800. They said there were old widows that gave all the money they had, school children that gave pennies, and somewhere in here, someone came up with the idea that if we're going to do it, we should do a time capsule too. And so they started accumulating everything. If you gave money, you could write it. So in this box we have, can you reel it out a little bit? Thank you. So we know in this box there are 600 pieces of paper from all the people who donated money, but they also put in pictures, notes, prophecies for the future. They had big ideas. One thing I read that I thought was really interesting is they were very happy that people, when Turner was first built, land was put aside to be sold later for improvements on the town. And they said, we want to do that same thing. And if that had been done with compound interest, they said we could now be a modern city with paved streets, water supply, a modern school, electric power for manufacturing or farming. And they said in the future, they wanted to make sure Turner had all of that. Now, in addition, at this point, they had money, they had a time capsule, and they said, well, if we're going to do this, we should put on a party. And somebody also came up with the name Jubilee. And they had a Jubilee, the Grange Hall, right over there. They put on a musical. They put on a dinner. It was a multi-day festival with speeches and people coming and talking. They put in photographs, stamps, and coins all in there, as well as the winners for the essay contest at the elementary school. And we, I think, are ready to find out what's in the 23 box.
This looks like a fun box to open here. That's easy. Do you know, Isaiah?
I do know the answer to that. They're frying it open here. We see there's some, it looks like tinfoil on top to protect it. The question though is, where's the box been? So, the box was placed in the vault of, I believe it was Mechanics Savings Bank originally. It stayed there for a while, and then it ended up at some point at the Turner, and it's kept at the Turner town office in the vault.
Yeah, I don't know.
I really thought you said the Turner Dome, and I was like, that seems like a terrible thing.
So we can't see, so now I think it's time for us to start pulling. Let's see what we got. So they've covered it up. Here we go. This is a plastic garbage bag, which I do not think is from 1923.
That's from when they, so this was opened in 73.
I think the burning's from when they sealed up the box. All of this, oh, we should let you know as we're opening this. We're going to be opening these up. The boxes are going to be displayed, and then you'll get a chance in just a few minutes to actually see all of this stuff. But let's pull some more stuff out here, Amanda.
Oh, okay, we have some newspaper articles here. Gosh, I'm afraid to touch it, Kurt. I'll let you do it. That's my favorite too.
There are a lot of photographs in here. And we know this one. Oh, there's.
Oh,
What
gosh.
is this?
I don't know, it looks like a calendar.
1917 calendar?
Okay. We've got the Lewiston Evening Journal. America wins the International Seaplane Race. Who knew that was a thing? New England Legion heads offer aid in CMTC recruiting.
Here's something here from Solon Chase, who was one of famous Turner resident. There's all kinds of stuff in here. But you guys don't want to watch us just read. Well,
Yeah.
You got something good?
Well, no, it's really interesting, just some old newspaper articles that clearly they thought were important to reflect on, and every 50 years. Mostly pictures?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, like Isaiah said, this is all going to be on display, so what we'll do after everything is sort of wrapped up is we'll have everybody kind of go get some refreshments in the lobby, and then we'll reopen the doors, and everything will be on display out here for you to get some up-close looks at some of these photos. But it looks like it's a lot of articles and photos.
Yeah, in this box here, we kind of knew because it was opened in 73, but we are going to wheel this box off. These guys are going to be setting up the tables, and in a minute we have the 73 box that literally nobody knows what's in the 73 box.
Kind of Judge Joe Prince.
Oh, there's a prince in here? I'm sure a lot of you guys have family members that maybe
Yes,
not
I think so.
represented in the box.
So that's the 1920s.
Box is full of.
The box is very full. A lot of pictures.
So there was a prophecy reading that came along with this box. That's a little bit, I was a little nervous once I had signed up for this, and then you told me there could be a curse coming.
There is talk of a curse that's involved. If you've seen any of that, the curse was if we didn't get together and continue the tradition of the Century Box. And I would say, based on the crowd, I think we dodged the curse. Also, if there was a curse, I think Turner would be in trouble because I have heard they may have opened it in 1986 as well, which was not according to the rules, and nothing bad happened. So.
That we know of.
But we do have some prophecies.
Yes, and Abby Terreri is reading.
Abby Terry is going to come up and read us some prophecies from the 1923 box.
Apparently this is the better mic, so we'll give you this one.
So this is from Mrs. Althea G. Quimby, president of the Maine WCTU, spoke in a happy vein. She said, "My great-great-grandson, if he is fortunate enough to live on the Quimby homestead, will come to Leavitt Institute, not in an automobile that will be too slow, the way too far around. He will hop off his airplane over a road free from hills and mud. He will have a smooth sailing with no cost to the town to maintain the highway. And his power will be electricity taken from God's bountiful supply in the air. He will look back upon our carriages and automobiles with which we came here today with much the same regard as we are viewing King Tut's chariot. I am glad that we of the 20th century can do something big and splendid for him, for your great-great-grandsons and daughters. The best people of the state will want to live in Turner on that day when the contents of this box is next seen, and when the accrued money shall have become available. It is a great and noble thing to do, and the future success of Turner has been enriched and ensured by what has been done here today."
All right. And now we will be opening the 73 box. Wheel that right now. Chip, we get that. Maybe we need to bring it out enough to make sure we can get that on camera. Bring that right now to the center of the stage.
For those joining us live. You get two for first one today. This one's bigger, so I don't, any guesses as to what may have been put in this box in 73? Essays? Pictures?
Recipes.
Ooh, recipes.
Yearbooks.
Yearbooks, ooh.
It's big though. I think there might be stuff in here.
Toys. It's a good guess.
Guys,
Guys, have at it.
let's go. Get this thing open. It's been closed for 50 years. Stuff in here.
Letters, okay. Those are all great guesses. Gold, wouldn't that be great? Well, hopefully they knew a lot about interest.
They did. And there are coins and stamps in the 23 box. All right, so far we see
More tinfoil.
more tinfoil. But let's all right, let's pull some things up, guys. You guys can go ahead and pull it out. And
Aluminum foil.
that.
What do we got, Kurt?
This is the proposal for area high school. Leavitt Area High School didn't exist yet.
This here tells about,
What do you got?
this tells about the savings account, how it's set up and what it'll accumulate, I believe.
So more about money? That's helpful. So does it,
Oh, someone's driver exam manual from 1970. Jane Libby.
Now what is, okay, Strawberry wins. 7-year-old Chris up on Strawberry, his great pony, led by brother Curtis. Oh, okay. The winning horse.
It does look again like it's
A
mostly
lot of letters.
paper stuff, but oh, it's a ton of it. This is completely full. Oh, and pictures.
And again, we're gonna lay all of this stuff out for you guys to get an up close look at. And if you don't get a chance, if you're watching us live, you don't get a chance today to see it up close and personal, there are other times.
Yes, there are times, and we'll, I mean, I can say it now. It is going to be displayed at the Turner Historical Society. Tuesday this week, they have special hours. They're open from noon to 7 on Tuesday, noon to 4 on Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. So there's a lot in there. It's going to take some digging to get everything done. You got something good?
This envelope from Mr. and Mrs. Paul Viney, Leavitt Farms, Turner, Maine. Full thing of pictures, I believe, and whatever. Oh yeah, pictures, and actually there's some money in there too.
Coins, we found coins.
Dollars, silver coins, silver dollars.
Great guess.
It's plumb full.
It is, that box is extremely full. We knew it was really heavy. We were thinking there might be big things, but it looks like it is just full of stuff from people. So if you have relatives that are around in 73, say there's a good chance whatever, they get something in there. So we'll wheel that one off.
You know who else was around in 73? Teaching Mrs. Margot Dudley.
Oh, that's what I was saying.
I've done this a time or two. So we would love to invite Mrs. Dudley up here, our Jubilee speaker, because I bet she's got some great insight for us.
Hi, I'm Margot Dudley, and Isaiah asked me a while ago if I would share some of my memories from 1973 in Turner. And the first thing that comes to mind is Turner was an agricultural community. Small town, about less than half the population of what it is now. It had about 2,200 people in it, a little bit more. But known for the farming, the apple orchards, Leavitt's and Prince's, and others. And as was mentioned before, DeCosta's egg farm. And there was another farm with eggs in North Turner, where Kenneth Mason's sawmill is now. So when I think of Turner in 1973, I think of all the agriculture that was part of the community. There were also a number of neighborhood stores, House's Market in North Turner, which also included the post office at that time. Today the post office is across the road. Pratt's store at Pratt's Corner, Bear Pond Variety in North Turner, Lawrence's General Store right here in Turner Center, and Nickerson's store by the Nizinsket River, 117 in Main Street. Also on that corner area, Lynn Rosenall's husband had a carpet or cloth store, furniture. I can't quite remember what all was in that store. There was also Nickerson's store and the Hearth and Cricket and some other stores right in that corner. Main Street in that area was the main road. Route 4 was not right there. Route 4, as we know it today, is much larger and is just over a few hundred yards. There are a number of other businesses that were in Turner at that time. The Chickadee, which is now Terry and Maxine's. Vayu Lumber Mill in North Turner, which is now where Lowell Lumber is. Tully's Garage in North Turner. Goodwood Well Drilling and Murray Oil are some of the businesses that were in town in 1973. In the summer, one of the things that many people remember is Bear Pond Park. It had a roller skating rink, miniature golf, and a golf driving range. It also had lots and lots of cars, and people were always there. It was always very busy. In addition to the swimming that people may have been doing and enjoying on the beach. And that was right in North Turner, where the condos are now. The schools, Leavitt High School, had a population, I don't remember whether around 400, probably less, but I don't remember the exact number. We also had an elementary school in North Turner, where the Wolfie Quimby Hall is now. Turner Village Elementary School, where the fire station is on General Turner Hill. Leavitt also used Berry Hall, which is no longer, but it also had, after Leavitt High School was built, a number of staff lived in Berry Hall for a period of time. We also had Tripp Middle School, the Institute building, were all part of it. And during hunting season, one of the things that I remember, because I was a teacher here at the high school, was that during hunting season, students would go hunting before school and then keep their guns in the cars during the day. As we hear about different things today, I don't think these guns are in the parking lot of the school. Athletics was also very important to all the students at Leavitt, and many of the coaches coached on multiple different sports and multiple teams. There was also a fire station in North Turner on the Mills Road near Martin Stream, and my husband said Lodi Libby helped build it. There was no police department in Turner at that time. There were a number of churches that were part of the community. The church in Turner Center, the church in Turner Village, the Presbyterian Church in North Turner. And the North Turner Church also had a house on the corner of Route 4 and 219 where the ministers lived. And one of the ministers was Mr. Stevens, who also at one point was a minister over in Leeds. There were a number of different people in Turner that you may remember hearing of. One was Geneva Judkins. She was the town clerk who lived across from where the high school is. And I think that she had hours 24/7, 7 days a week. You could go over there anytime you needed something. Dr. Viles was on Main Street near the church in the intersection. Dr. Cooper was a vet on Route 117. Bob Mitchell, for people who had grown up in Turner, was a bus driver, a janitor. He lived on General Turner Hill. Very well liked. Many of you who've gone through Leavitt are very aware of the Luther Bonney Fund. Luther Bonney had taught at Leavitt. He was not teaching in 1973 at Leavitt, but the Bonney Fund was there, and it's a fund that has helped Leavitt graduates over the years. Mrs. Frazier was another person that was here. She taught home ec, and her husband had been a shop teacher here at Leavitt. Joe Parham, who many of you have probably heard of in the past, was a teacher here at Leavitt, and was a well-known comedian. The Biscoes, in 1973, Mr. Bisco was a principal, and his wife was a social studies teacher. Elaine Chenard was an assistant principal and also a teacher here at the high school. Kite Ross was another social studies teacher and assistant principal. And Mrs. Morse was a secretary here at the high school and had a house across the road with several apartments in it. As I was doing some research, one of the things that came up on Google, we all use that from time to time, was that it was an earthquake in June 1973. Don't remember it at all, but it was there. And in conclusion, I think one of the most important things that I remember of 1973 in Turner was the fact that it was a rural agricultural community, a community that cared for each other and cared for themselves. Thank you.
And now we're going to have Iris. You can come up to speak to the graduate, as a graduate of 2023, on what Turner's like right now.
happening where we chose. Life is moving faster and the markets have changed, but that is just the way the world is going. Turner is significantly more urbanized than it was even 5 years ago, let alone 100 or 50. But no matter how industrialized, how modern Turner becomes, it will always be Turner. I think the reason so many families have stayed in this community for so long, and why people are moving into Turner more and more, is because there is an inherent goodness about this area that is unique to anywhere else. And you almost wouldn't notice it because it is so ingrained in this community. It's just how everyone operates. Like, supporting your neighbor is just what you do. Offering to plow someone's driveway is just what you do. And volunteering at various events. Coming together as a community every Tuesday of the summer to preserve the Natural History Museum and the gazebo is just what you do. So yeah, the market, the politics, the education of Turner are constantly changing. But these are only small elements that build off the fundamental goodness, kindness, and support that are the backbone of this community. This area will continue to develop, for better or for worse, but it will always be Turner. Again, thank you all so much for coming.
Here we go. They are busily preparing the tables there, but they did say they gave us a couple items to mention. Man, do you want to do yours first?
Sure. Is that one not loud enough? Okay. So we did have, first of all, Woody Woodpecker comic book, along with the Archie comic book, very 70s. And this came from a young boy, looks like, based on the photo, which again, you'll get a close-up picture of these when you come back through. David Libby, North Turner. Does that name ring a bell? Okay, well, he left his 2 favorite comic books and his football cards, which I'm seeing Rich Jackson from the Broncos front and center. And I love the note that he left. He said, "I don't like to spend my money unless I know I'm getting my money's worth. So I hope you people spend it wisely 100 years from now."
And I've got something here. So I've recently been talking to Mike Hathaway, and as the Leavitt football team is having a great historic season, they play the state game next week. He's putting something in, but there's something specifically for Mike in the box. This is the 1973 football handbook, and it says, "For the Leavitt High School football coach in 2023. And it is from Seth Libby?
Seth Libby.
I believe Seth Libby is the name of the coach. He says, "Best wishes to the Hornets. I hope you had a better season in 2023 than we did in 1973. We were 2-7.
So maybe don't take the handbook. So, do you think they need more time, or do you think?
I'd say we'll
Guys,
probably-
I think we've delayed this enough for you.
Yeah.
If we could have everybody make their way out to the lobby, enjoy some refreshments.
Oh wait, hold on 1 second. I forgot I was supposed to say something. We're gonna have people go out for refreshments. This area is gonna be filled up with tables, but then when it's done, we're gonna sort of create like a museum walk, so they want people to re-enter from this side, and then exit from that side. And is there anything else that I needed to say? I already gave you the hours.
Worth repeating.
Worth repeating, I can say that again, if I can find the paper. Tuesday. Oh, here it is. Like that. So you will be able to go to the Historical Society Tuesday from noon to 7, Thursday from noon to 4, Saturday 10 to 2. There is so much stuff in those boxes. If you are specifically looking for family members things, you're going to want to get there and spend some time. Next Sunday, right here at 4 o'clock, we will be sealing up the new Century Box. There is still time for people to submit things. You can do that at the town office. You can do it at the Historical Society. And you'll also, I believe there's even a table here if you have something with you right now that you want to bring. But whatever message you want to leave to people 50 years from now, that is your chance.
Yeah, maybe favorite comic books or football cards, perhaps.
And we will be having a ceremony next Thursday. We'll also find out the winners of the essay contest at the schools. And I think that is it now. So yeah, if people want to step out, get some refreshments, let us transform this into a little bit of a museum, and you can come back in.
Yeah, thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our children too.
Thank you.